Okay. So, yeah, there we go. Alright, so hey everyone. I've been a little inactive recently, and I'm not really sure how much more I'm going to do with this channel, depending on my time restraints. But I have been doing a lot of stuff in Unreal Engine, and I feel like I should do something with the projects that I've made recently, because most of them are just things I threw together to try something, and I didn't necessarily do anything with. So I feel like I'm gonna do some exporting and packaging, and I think I will release a couple of these for anyone to modify and change to their liking. So I guess I'll just start with the first one here. So I went and this was recently. I recreated the gameplay of Baldis Basics, just the simplicity, the simple aspects of it. I didn't make all the NPCs and stuff. I just wanted, it was another thing I just wanted to give it a try and see if I could do, because the game is really simple on its own. And for the most part, I think I got it pretty well. Did it even launch? Yeah. So once the stream ends, I'll put these in the description for a download. If this even gets past 45. I think I've probably got 2 or 3 projects that I will put in the download, in the description to download. And then I think the rest of the stream I'll probably just do some other Unreal stuff. Okay. I can also do some cleaning up, because I know these are going to look awful. Especially, probably this one, because, like I said, I threw this together. So, of course, I recreated the basic layout of the school. It's not great. I just did it with geometry. So it's okay. It doesn't look the best, but it functions. So all I have on here, it's just the first person template that was modified. So what I have on here is I made Baldi, I made the doors, and I made the objectives, which can of course be changed to whatever they need to be. But this is just all the code for that. And it plays as it should. You can't look up and down as in the original. You do have sprinting, and it only regenerates if you're not moving. I don't believe Baldi's active, and yeah, until you get your first book. So one thing I didn't do is make it so when you get into this interface, Baldi stops and makes so he won't move while you're in the interface, but your stamina still regenerates. So that's kind of an exploit, but I made it so you can't enter anything unless you put text in. And then, so you get all 3, disappears, you have 1 out of 7, and he starts moving and you can hear it. I don't know if I made it so he opens door. Okay, yeah, I made it so he opens doors as well. So this one's super simple. I think I made it in like a couple minutes. If you couldn't tell by the ridiculous like notebook UI and stuff. And of course there isn't any way of getting I didn't code in any correct answers for these things. I just made it so type something in, get it wrong, and you're good to go. As well as I also implemented the reverse camera. Super simple. I'm really sure anyone could have just made this on their own. This is literally the easiest thing I've made in a long time in terms of like player controller and stuff like that. The only thing I had trouble with was probably getting Baldis movement proper. That was the only thing I had trouble with. Because I've never... Movement like that is something I haven't really ever had to make. But yeah, you can hear that he stops slapping when you get into a book. And he does gradually get faster. I'm fairly certain he can traverse this entire map fine. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can traverse the entire thing pretty okay, because he is... The way his movement is working is, it's like he gets a brief second to move really fast, and then he just stops, is how I coded it to work, which isn't necessarily great, and I'm pretty sure you could have done it better, but you know. Oh yeah, he's getting faster. I don't know the fucking layout of the school at all. Oh lord. So yeah, honestly, just the strat to this is opening up one of these pads and then just typing everything and let your stamina regenerate. And then you can sprint again whenever you got to. I don't think I made the... Oh yeah, I didn't make the slap sound have a radius, so you always hear it. But like I said, I threw this together, so if anyone wants to take it and do some more work with it, that's totally fine. I don't have any use for this thing, and I don't want to just delete these projects because like it's nice to back everything up that you make. You know, you gotta. It's a good thing to look at in the future. I think the last one is just at the start. So yeah, everything, I made this pretty easily, like, changeable. How fast he increases his speed is all changeable. So, I will be sure to comment everything. before I package it. So yeah, there's no win condition. And I don't think there's any lose condition either. Yeah. But there's that. Simple game, simple code. I can show you what Baldi looks like. So yeah, this is literally it. So yeah, basically like I was saying, he has a set movement speed, which at first is 3, and of course that's just with this delay, right? So first of all, we check if the Boolean for is thinking is not true. If that's true, it's not true, then it starts his movement code. If it is, which means this would be set to true, it's going to go through false. And basically that gets set when you enter the think pad. So sets it right here. And then when it gets destroyed, it, gets rid of it, of course. This is the camera, the player code, I mean. This, I didn't really, well, it probably could have been done. No, it's probably about how you do it. I had no idea how to do this, but I just basically, I got the velocity. If it's equal to 0, or wait, if it's not equal, that's when we can start increasing stamina. Why I did this branch twice, frankly, I don't know. I think it'll work just fine if I know it repeats, but I'm pretty sure I can just do this. Oh, well, no, actually, yeah, that makes sense. I did that for the delay, because there's technically a delay before you can start regenerating your stamina. So that's fine. If you want to change it if you decide to download it, you can. Not a big deal. I can comment some of these things while I'm here. Okay. We can shorten this because I got rid of the HMD, so stick input, that's fine. And yeah, if you ever want to make, do the same thing I did with this, where you can only look left and right, literally all you do is get rid of the input axes for up and down. And just do the turn, as I did here. Okay. This is the sprint code. So basically, when you press left shift, this runs through a branch and checks if we can sprint. Can sprint is what we set up here when your stamina is max. So the only time that we set that to false, where is that? Oh, I guess we don't. Yeah, okay. Let me see. Okay, well, I don't even know why that's there, to be honest, then, if I don't set it anywhere. Other than up there. Well, Okay. So yeah, it just when you press left shift, we set the sprinting boolean to true or false when you let it go. Um, and then if it's true here, this is when we start decrementing the stamina, and then it just runs a delay to keep doing it. Of course, if the stamina is less than or equal to 0, that's true. We're going to say we need rest, and it's just going to set our movement speed back to 300. This is, of course, the line trace, and then this is the swap camera. There we go. So that's commented. I think for the most part, that's pretty much all you really need. So yeah, like I said, once I finish the stream, I'll put these in the description so you guys can download them if you like. Let's see. Which one is next? I can assist you with this one. This I made. There was, at the time, there was a free asset on the store, and it was, let me see. I think it's this one. It was the FPS Assault Pack, and this pack is great. All right, grabbing it for free is a steal. Okay. It's got really quality animations. It looks great. However, of course, this isn't made for gameplay, right? This is just to showcase the animations. But if you want to just take it and make it your own, like here, I was trying to recreate Left 4 Dead's zombie spawn system by, like a director, by placing these points where zombies can spawn if you're not too close to them. Let me get rid of these really quick. Okay, so basically, at first, when you launch the template, the movement is clunky as hell. Like, you can't strafe. I'd have to recreate the template to just show you how awful the movement code is. And that's, like I said, they didn't really, I assume they didn't care about the movement code because it was just to showcase animations. And, let me see, I'll recreate I probably have to just make it a new project, don't I? But yeah, they didn't put all that stuff in there for, you know, because it's just an animation showcase. I might have screenshots of it somewhere. I guess if I don't, I'll just... get past all this stupid shit. 1 second. Okay, yeah, here it was. So this is what the movement code used to look like. It just used a bunch of booleans, and it used branches for true and false for the booleans basically, and that was just awful. This is what the whole thing looked like. And basically, literally all you have to do is it's the same, just use the same movement code from like the first person BP, the same type of thing. So where is it? I think I used the rifle. This is all you'd have to do. And of course the input axes you'd probably have to make yourself, but that's just in the project settings. I'm not sure why they wouldn't do that the first time. Because like I said, that other movement system was absolutely awful. And this works with all the animations, everything works with this. I'm a little confused at why they didn't do this the first time. But all the animations work with it, everything works with it. I don't think I'm going to redistribute this one because of course I don't know if I even can do that because this is using someone else's assets that are on the marketplace, and I don't know if they're still free. I guess if they're still free, you could just grab it and do this for the movement code, because this is literally all you have to do for the movement code. There's nothing else extra you have to change. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's see. I suppose I could showcase this. I made this in a day because my girlfriend has recently been really, really addicted to mobile farming games. And I was like, okay, I don't see why. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and like recreate the gameplay feel, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice. So basically how this works is, of course, it's the top-down template, but you go into build mode, and this is where you build your plots. I made it so you can click and drag them, place as many as you want, and then you click the plot, and then you get this little menu that comes up for your plants that you want to put there. And then I didn't add the currency system. I did make it so the cost, or maybe I didn't. Yeah, but whenever you plant one, it gives you the little purple star and it goes up and gives you XP and stuff. And of course you can also click and drag. The level system works as well when you get to, I don't know why the level 2 is way too up, it's supposed to be in the middle, but it increases and stuff. And then you can go into harvest mode. Harvest all those boys. I do have a counter for them. I didn't add the sell thing yet, but I mean that kind of feels nice to do. I kind of understand it, but then again, when I say addicted, I mean addicted. I had an idea of something I could actually use with this, so I might put that into use later. But yeah, just another super simple concept. Something I threw together in literally a day. It's kind of neat. I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't proud about, you know, how it looks and stuff, because I think it looks neat. This one is a little bit more, you know, intensive. Like, it needed a little bit more work than the others, but like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. So, what else? What do I intend on? I'm saving this one for last because this one I put a lot of effort into. I think that'll probably be the next one that I show. I don't have too many of them that I really think are worth giving away, just because of what they are. I think we'll just go to that one. I think. And then I guess I'll probably do some work on this today. This is my current game in progress, so yeah, let's just go to this one and see. So, this one, I don't know when I made it or when I started working on it, but I started working on it because I was in this, going through this Sonic phase. I've been seeing a lot of stuff about like fan games that people have been making, and they're incredibly impressive. And I'm not even really a big Sonic fan. I don't even really like the games that much. Um, but I did this, and I know it is not at all um, unique. Because, like I said, there are so many Sonic fan games out there that are in Unreal Engine. It's crazy. Um, but most of the projects that I make them because I get an idea in my head of something I want to make, because I try to make different just like mechanics of games to learn some stuff about about Unreal Engine, and that's done a lot for me. Picking random mechanics from games and trying to recreate them has been incredibly helpful. So basically, while this is also um, a couple new things that I learned here, like a spline mesh, I also learned a little bit more about animations. I found a Sonic model fully animated and stuff like that, and I got that imported pretty correctly. Textures and everything work fine. So let me get rid of these. Basically how this is so far is it is of course just your basic movement. However, it's kind of like Sonic Adventure movement, where momentum isn't what builds up speed. I have no fucking idea how to get momentum to build up speed. I've tried and I just can't do it. So I did the Sonic Adventure type movement, which is just depending on how long you run, you build up your speed. And that's just how I've done it so far, because like I said, I don't know how to do momentum at all. I don't even really know how to do like sliding and stuff. So um, I think it runs great. I think it feels pretty good to do that. So I also have um, this line trace, which you can see here, and this thing is what calculates the rotation of Sonic's model. So it looks much better when you run up slopes and stuff, because his model rotates to the slope. And I think it looks pretty smooth. I don't think it looks that bad. And with this project, I did one thing that I am incredibly proud of. However, it is not done, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. I recreated probably about 3/4 of City Escape. I just have to get rid of the music really quick before I do a level playthrough, which is right here. Just want to turn off the auto activate. Alright, so this is what the level looks like. It's pretty massive. Surprisingly, I think the lighting built okay. I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty massive. As you can see, it is very unfinished. I did not add the buildings in this area or this area because I didn't finish it. I didn't do anything with it. So I will play through it now and show you how it looks. So this first section, you are locked to left and right movement, but once you get down here, I give you movement of the mouse, which I just did with a trigger. Some things are kind of jittery, like if you saw right there when some of these platforms rotate the camera, which I haven't really gotten right either. I haven't gotten to work that great. I got a little bit of cinematic cameras implemented. Now this is the one thing that I put a lot of work into. I added the targeting system when you jump. It's not perfect, but it works. So when you target something, you jump again, and it goes right to it. These little enemies that I made two variants of enemies, the one that are, you know, of course, floating, and the ones that are ground. So it really sucks that I can't seem to figure out momentum, because I feel like this would just feel a lot better if it had momentum. Got a fully working rail grinding system. The springs work. They also have an option to disable movement. So when you hit the spring, your movement will be disabled for a set amount of time. So of course you can get those like little areas where you can't move or anything. This is one of the projects that I'll be putting in the description because I got no more use for it. I don't really think I'll be doing much, if not anything, with it. I am proud of it. I am proud of what I was able to accomplish with it, but I don't feel motivated to do anything with it, you know? Because like I said, the reason I made it was because I was going through just like a phase of Sonic, you know? I'm not a really big fan. But, you know, making like fan games and stuff, it's a good way to get a grasp of like mechanics that you want to create, but you don't really know how to do so. Of course, I don't feel like copying games all the time, because if you copy games all the time, that's all you're really going to be good at, unless that's what you want to be good at. But you know, I think most of the fun of making games is being able to make your own, and you know, do what you want with it. So yeah, do whatever you feel comfortable with. I think that's probably all that I wanted to showcase in terms of projects that I have. Just sitting around, dying, collecting dust. I also made this. This was just another test for oh, this is my debug. Where's the test map? This isn't even like, I'd have to completely reorganize this shit. know where that test map is. Here it is. And this was just a huge test for the spline meshes, which functions, you know, pretty good. Just a big road to run on. And like learning spline meshes is such a great thing for a game like Sonic, because you got these long stretches that you'd run on, and just having one blueprint to cover that just works wonders. So you don't have to build it with geometry or something like that. This just works great. And of course, when you jump, the sphere trace is obviously the radius for the targeting system. I was in the midst of adding a spin dash, like this, but it's just adding like a circle, and it doesn't even function because like I have no idea how to do it. So yeah, a lot of just passion stuff. I do have a couple other things I could show off and maybe give away. This, I don't even have the engine for this. Rebuild it with 25. This was a recreation of a Doom mod that someone was making. I don't quite remember. Where is it? I think this is the YouTuber who was making it, I think. Well. Yeah, it's Skelligan, I think. So, this is the type of thing that I was recreating. Specifically, the time stop mechanic and the knives. So, that's what I was going for. And once it loads, I already recreated the time stop mechanic elsewhere. I did it here. This was the time stop mechanic and kind of the knives, but it wasn't as polished as what I have here. I can link that video just in case. Put that there for future reference. Alright. This thing ever loads. Whew. Here we go. Come on. Okay, there was probably some buffering there because I don't know, this thing must have killed my computer when I opened it or something. I think it's working fine now. It should be at least, right? Yeah, we should be good now. Okay, so at the time, this is using my FPS template that I made because I make a lot of those types of games. But how this worked is pick up the knives count in the bottom middle. And if you pressed Alt, okay, I think that happened because they started fucking, I didn't even notice the third one. I have no idea why that's happening. Is it because they're... Oh, it must have been a new engine or something. Oh, that's awful. But basically, you have two types of attacks. You can either throw one or you can throw multiple. Oh yeah, that is god awful. Well, that's going to have to figure out a new way to time stop then, because I think I was just using global time dilation, I think. That's just the AI. But shit, yeah, I guess 425 fucks that up pretty hard. This one was a lot more complicated. This is awful. Don't write code like this. I was just really lazy. Yeah, set global time dilation. Huh. Man, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out some other way to do time stop, because that is crazy. Well, I guess there'd be some way to mimic that. Okay, that's that. That's all that is. There's a really lackluster punching ability, but it's lackluster, so it doesn't really matter. I think that's it. I think that's all I really wanted to showcase. So I've been putting this game off recently. This has been my passion project for the past few weeks to a month maybe. I have it uploaded on Game Jolt. The game is playable. If we go here, the game is playable and is seeing views and downloads, you know, as it does. It is a Plants vs Zombies fan game that I have been working on. So basically, um, I haven't I have an updated version from what the Game Jolt version is, and I haven't released it just because I've been really, what's it called? What's the word I'm thinking of? Put off. Um, just due to a bunch of unnecessarily toxic behavior. And I know I shouldn't do that. Like, I love criticism. I've been talking with someone about the game, some random person who just kind of started chatting with me about it, helping me out and testing for me, giving me all their criticism, all their ideas and stuff like that. And that's great. I love that type of stuff. But unnecessarily toxic comments that isn't criticism, I don't know. I mean, I figured I would have at least, the whole thing is my code. Found some impressive stuff about it. Now, of course, this wasn't meant to be a game at the start. When I thought of this, I literally just said I want to try and recreate Plants vs Zombies. And at first, I did. I believe I still have the. Let's see. I didn't even notice the music was gone. I've been so busy talking. I still have the videos of all of its progress. So it started here. The game actually used to be 3D. This is literally all it was. It was just the ready set plant. You had your sunflowers. These models are all mine. I made the models. Um, like I said, they all used to be 3D, so I had to model all the plants and stuff. And while I'm super proud of the models. The way it looked, it just didn't fit. The plants were all at weird angles. As you can see, the pea shooter you're literally top down on the bottom row. And that it just didn't look good. But it plays very similar to Plants vs Zombies, which is what I was going for. Of course, the waves is not what it is. It's not the same thing. That is the biggest problem that I'm having right now, is recreating the wave system. And that seems to be the biggest gripe of everyone who's tried the game. Which is fine. The wave system is not at all like it is in Plants vs Zombies. And the reason that is because I have no idea how to recreate it. Like I don't know how I would do it. And here I added a plant selection screen, so you can add your plants before you start the game. Pretty neat. And then here I was showcasing how the world map looked and functioned. You'd hover your mouse over a little area and you'd go to it. And that is still how it is to this day. I can probably implement my new RTS movement that I have, but I don't really want to worry about that right now. This is probably really future gameplay. Yeah, this is. This is more on the world map. Things are a bit more polished. The buttons have, whoopsie, like the buttons have models. They're not just cubes anymore. I added like level gates, and of course there's a UI for clicking on the level. You get your plant selection screen again. You have the 4 starter plants. Of course, I had debug sun, so sounds were in the game now. Now this is another thing that people just hated, and I don't. The sprites. I had an animated GIF of the sunflower moving, and that's the only one I have. I think I have the pea shooter as well, but those are the only 2 that are animated, and the rest aren't animated, and people just hated it. And I don't. It's kind of clear that it's not. It's obviously not done. Um, I I don't know. Like I said, I can't really get too mad at it. It wasn't necessarily planned to be a game, but as soon as I started trying to make it a game, all the ugly stuff is what people pointed at. And at the beginning of the game, there's a disclaimer saying that the game isn't finished. This was a test actually for the fire peas, which are here obviously, what they looked like and how they functioned. But the game, it looks a lot better compared to the 3D view. Of course, it is still in 3D, but it's half 3D. But yeah, and this was also another thing. All of the sprites were, I don't even know how they all animate like together. Pea shooter also looked really bright, which I couldn't seem to fix either. But I was using a GIF importer for these, and not a sprite sheet, because I want another thing, I don't understand how to do it. But yeah, I'm incredibly proud of what I was able to do. And there have been a couple people on the Game Jolt and stuff saying it's great so far, it's great, and that's amazing. It feels good knowing that people enjoy it for what it is as of now. And of course, I'm not one to release a game if it's not good. That's why I don't want to get mad at anyone for criticism yet. Actual criticism, not just unnecessary toxicity. Because it is as is right now. Look, even the sun, at this point, the sun stopped the bag from going to its designated area, which it isn't finished. It wasn't finished, at least. I'm pretty sure I fixed that. But yeah, and as you notice, you save your coins and the level is shown as completed. That's how that was. That's all I have recorded, at least right now, because I haven't really uploaded anything else about it, because like I said, I've just been super demotivated. And like I said, it's incredibly bare bones as of now. This wasn't even meant to be a game. At first, it wasn't. It was, like I said, I literally just said I wanted to try and recreate how Plants vs. Zombies plays. And I thought I did that pretty well. But then I got into a Discord because I was asking around for some permissions to use some custom plants. Because, you know, people put incredible effort into their plants, and I'm not just going to steal them. There's a incredibly useful wiki for fan-made plants and zombies, which is where I got all my stuff. It's the PBZCC, the Character Creator Wiki. This is where I got all my resources, all my extra fan-made plants, stuff like that. So yeah, that's where I got all that. And I just joined the Discord to ask around for permissions and stuff. And as I was talking about it, people started asking about it, and I showed them my progress and stuff like that. And I got some criticisms from both of them, and it was great. And I actually met some people who were willing to help me out with the project and provide some of their talent, which was incredible. I never thought that anyone would have wanted to help me on this. I figured I was just going to do it alone because, you know, at the time I wasn't really envisioning it as a game. But I got some really incredible people who helped me on it, and as of recent, we just haven't. We've all kind of been doing other things. So, you will see this one is my most feature complete game that I have, probably to date. The lawn looks ugly because I was in the midst of replacing it with some better art that an artist was making. But as I said, we kind of all just stopped talking to each other, and everyone just started doing their own thing, which is fine. You know, that's fine. I didn't really, like I said, I was turned off by all the other stuff, and I didn't really mind it. So I think this should be able to play it from the start. I don't know. No. So let me go to the main menu. Okay, so I didn't really design a main menu. I had a main menu, which I don't know if I took a picture of. Yeah, so this was the start of the game. I have a special thanks to everyone who helped me. and then it opens up like this. And as you can see down here, early development in the version. Early development in the version. So, there was that. As you can see, it's still here. This is also, I learned how to make a custom cursor, so I put that into work. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks really great. So yeah, this version is 2.0. This is the unreleased version. I believe GameJolt has the 1.1. Yeah, 1.1.1. Options doesn't do anything, and quit obviously quits. Start game starts the game, surprisingly, right? So I got the transitions working great. I even have progress on here that was saved. Yeah, that was saved for other testing. So I even have this. If you press delete, it's gonna give you a warning, delete your save permanently. So I'm gonna delete the save. It's gonna close the game. We're gonna go back into it. I didn't add a skip for this, so I probably should, but I wanted to make sure the people got the credit that they did, because without it, like I said there, I would not have gotten this far, especially with all the code help that I received from the Unreal Engine Discord. Start game. Progress was deleted. I even have some dialogue. Game saved. Okay. So, of course, you can't go into these because they're locked. You can't go into these because the level is locked. As of right now, I didn't design it to where these levels were locked behind these as well. So like if you got a key at the level 1, you can open up any of these gates and go to any of these levels. Okay. I also have the first I've ever made a functioning store. All these items and plants are purchasable, and they do get saved. Okay, so I apologize. Now here I have different descriptions for all of the levels, and of course the UI is different. I made this. I based it off of the Chinese Plants vs Zombies image. So go ahead and press play. So now I have the plant select screen, which is also UI made by me. Go ahead and grab the plants. We have the empty slots and stuff like that. Let's see. I changed the, hold on. This audio is, or the music is actually custom by Taiga, the one who helped me with music from the PBZ CC Discord. So, let's see. You know, it's simple. It's just like Plants vs Zombies. The wave system is the only thing that hurts me a lot because I don't know how to get it right. So yeah, I don't really know too much to explain here. Oh, well, there's something blocking them right there. I had no idea. It must have been some boundaries I made. But yeah, this is another reason why 2.0 is not uploaded, because of course the version's not even done. Just because of the stuff that happened. So yeah, it's not even done. But I'm gonna keep it because I love this. I love what I was able to accomplish, and I feel like one day when I imagine how I can get the wave system working. Oh, there's a key. When I imagine how I can get the wave system working, I will definitely revisit this. It will stay on Game Jolt for anyone to download and play the 1.1.1 version. I think it is probably the most playable right now. Of course, some levels may not be fair because of how the zombie spawning works, and I apologize. It is my inability to understand how to make that code. Because I haven't really found anyone else who's made something similar to this. At least in like Unreal Engine, I need to get in contact with someone who's made a PvZ game before and ask them about how they designed their wave system, and maybe that could give me a basic idea of how to get mine working. But yeah, I also made it, of course, so beating levels does give you a lot of coins. I wanted this game to play, you know, I wanted it to give you a lot of currency. Because I have a thing for that. I don't know why. I have a big thing for really forgiving in-game currency. So this was supposed to be unlocked. I don't know why this didn't set to be unlocked, but it is unlocked. It might not look like it is, but it is. So if we go to this next level, we now have the cabbage pult. And this thing, I would not have been able to get lobbing plants in if I had not gotten help from the Unreal Engine Discord. Because the code for these projectiles, I don't think I could have came up with myself, honestly. So that's how he works. He's of course just a slower, kind of just like a slower pea shooter right now, with more damage, of course. The slow fire rate makes up for the, better damage. Although I think a pea shooter can shoot 2 peas in the time it takes to shoot a cabbage pole. But of course, that's not necessarily the big difference. The big difference is he can go over graves, but I don't have graves yet, so it's just kind of a fun-looking pea shooter. This is something I'd also have to fix. There's an invisible barrier here which is supposed to stop the line traces, and it's way too far up. And then I also made a lot of like convenient stuff, like sun, you don't have to click it, just put the mouse over it. Oh, but he can go all the way over here. That's super strange. I have to make so many changes. Oh, I know why it's broken. I made a change to the entire lawn. Yeah, that explains it now, because we were switching to a 2D workflow, so I was switching out the entire lawn. So that's why this is kind of iffy. But yeah, there's a cone head, and you see the armor like widget. Once his armor is gone, the cone head drops, which is pretty cool. You know, I'm pretty happy with that as well. He dropped a coin. Okay, so I'll explain the gate thing that I was trying to say earlier. So I got a key on level 1, I believe, like I said. So basically, you can go to any of these levels and open them up. So for, let's say, I want the alchemy pole. I think that thing is, this one's called, I think that's a Chinese plant. But just click that. Oh wait, no, yeah. So this was a new feature that I added. You need a certain amount of keys to open the gates, so that kind of limits you. But yeah, I put a lot of effort into this. I put multiple game modes. I got the Whack-A-Zombie game mode in. That's recent. That's a new feature. This is a custom game mode that I made myself. My friend, when I was talking to him about the game, he made a joke about how there's a reference in Left 4 Dead saying that if you ever need help, Crazy Dave has a bunch of backup M60s or something. And I implemented that into the game where like it's really big amount of like really big waves, but you have M60s on the sides of your house that sometimes shoot, so they're kind of like unreliable. I got Last Stand, and I had it there. My friend also demanded that I add bowling, which I added, of course. This last one is all 3 game modes in one. So there's Whack-A-Zombie here. I think that's what that was. Yeah. Whack-A-Zombie there. I think this might be bowling, and then this one might be Last Stand. Or Storm the House. I know this very last level is a Storm the House level, because it's supposed to be, you know, the final level. I didn't add a boss fight or anything. I don't know if I'm going to play too much, because if you'd like to play it, I think that'd be great. You could play it and see all the stuff yourself and see how you think of it. All I ask is if you play it, just please tell me what you think. I really would like feedback, because if I can get some good criticism, stuff to help me out with the game, I can probably start working on it again. But as of right now, I've just been, like I said, just super turned off from developing it. But yeah, I think that's probably about all I'm actually gonna do today. I've been streaming for about an hour. I'm gonna get all these projects packaged, all these templates packaged for anyone who wants to download them and play with them yourself. If anyone watches this in full and would like to and have any questions about Unreal Engine itself, or any like mechanics that you need help making, I might be able to help you. I'd love to help if I can in any way. think that's about all I have to showcase. I mean, I could showcase these plants because they all work. I just have to play through the levels a little bit longer. But I can just explain these, of course. I got the peanut working. It is, of course, the defensive plant. The marigold produces coins. The jalapeno, it has the full lane destruction. And I have the updated torchwood. So this torchwood deals damage when a zombie is close, and when it dies, it has the effect of a jalapeno. So the torchwood feels like a more of a walnut almost, because I think it takes more hits. It takes more chomps now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I did. Um, I'm very happy that I was able to get it to a state where I could upload it, and you can actually play through it. That makes me pretty happy. Um, and of course, all of the comments that I got from people suggesting things was also incredibly uplifting. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be, what is it, cocky maybe. Um, but I just I didn't think people would be so toxic about it when it's clearly in development, or it was in development. It's got 10 followers. I didn't even know that. Um, but yeah, I'll most likely do some more work. I'm gonna start working on it again once I figure out the math for this zombie spawn system. That is when I will start working on it again. I've been trying and trying these past few days, and I can't figure it out. Um, so I'm gonna try and work that out, and once I get that worked out, I will start working on the game again, and hopefully get it updated. So I'm not disappointing these people, because I'm sure that the people who are following this are about as passionate as Plants vs Zombies as I am. So I wanna deliver that. So I think that's probably gonna be it for this stream. I got a couple other things I got to get done today anyway, so I will have links posted in the description of the stream, hopefully at least, of all of the projects that I packaged for anyone to download, and the Game Jolt link for the fan game if you want to go check it out. Alright, well, I'm going to head out. Thanks for anyone who watches in the future. And like I said, if you have any questions about Unreal Engine, um, any game mechanic ideas that you might have that you need help making, I'd love to help you if any way that I can, because I'm pretty passionate about what I do. I'm not the greatest. I'd probably say I'm about intermediate.